What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Suzanne Vega. We're returning to the self-titled debut album, 1985. Thank you again to Sophia and to Darren, who mentioned that freeze tag is best heard on the heels of Cracking, the opening track. Again, this journey through Suzanne's material has been a bit more select, and I've been jumping around a little, but I do get that in most contexts, hearing an album from beginning to end is the intended way, but yeah, it's just a matter of historical happenstance, if you will. Nevertheless, I'm back now to listen to Cracking, the opening track on the record. And yes, cracking, it can of course mean splintering, breaking apart, and or breaking down. There's a more specific or narrow usage in that vein, the idea of cracking meaning giving up a tough exterior that is meant to keep out any attacks. Often if sometime a person is being interrogated, they'll refer to them cracking, suggesting that they were withholding information or being dishonest, but through repeated questions they eventually cracked and they gave up the actual information. Of course, cracking is also a more colloquial word to mean a very positive appraisal. Oh, it's a cracking track. I doubt that usage will be relevant. That said, it could of course function on multiple levels, and it's a single word title anyway, meaning there's no additional context given for the word, so I'll just have to see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Suzanne Vega, the track is Cracking, and it's the opening tune from her 1985 debut album.
It's a one-time thing. It just happens a lot. Walk with me, and we will see what we have got. My footsteps are ticking like water from a tree, walking a hairline and stepping very carefully. My heart is broken. It's worn out at the knees, hearing muffled, seeing blind. Soon it will hit the deep freeze. And something is cracking. On the sidewalk, brittle branches in the air. The sun is blinding, dizzy golden dancing green through the park in the afternoon, wondering where the hell I have been.
A beautiful tune and a variety of vocal delivery. We do get some very expressive and melodic sung parts to her performance, but we also get this halting, singular, almost spoken type of delivery, very much in coordinated or evenly spaced beats, which I found interesting, almost like a spoken word poetry type of delivery. And then lyrically, I'm intrigued. I mean, we certainly hear the reference to her heart becoming even more frozen, and then a reference to ice cracking on the sidewalk, and the, maybe physical external representation of the cracking of this hyper frozen heart that she has. But the earlier lines about her walking, and what was it, like her hair drying, and there's sort of motion, inertia to her journey, whether that's more literal, like a physical environment that she's walking through as she's talking about her emotional state and the condition of her heart. But then there's that line near the end where, she's out in this park and whatever, and she suddenly, it's like, I'm trying to figure out where I've been. Now, again, where I've been can be conceptual. Like, her journey through life and maybe relationships has brought her to this point, and now that she can feel maybe her heart cracking, or at least it frozen, and perhaps seeing a similarity or an analogous environment in the frozen walkways and so on, maybe it's like, how did it even get to this point? She's a bit disoriented or bewildered. But yes, I enjoy the, again, narrative meets emotional storytelling that, and I promise I'll stop making this comparison, it does remind me a bit of Joni Mitchell. Nevertheless, as I said, her vocal delivery shows a range of stylings over the course of the track. I enjoyed the musical elements too. Like there's a, like a almost celestial or like glass kind of organ that's sort of in the higher part of the track. Then we get a very funky bass line actually. I mean, it's not like, grooving away like a funky blues bass line or something, but definitely it had a bit of a bend to it. There's the acoustic guitar, which sort of sets the main scene sonically, but I do think there was maybe a chord or two of electric guitar at some point, and there were some other, light keyboard style touches which seemed to, sort of texturize the larger sonic atmosphere. So a short tune. I feel like that wasn't much longer than a couple minutes. Yeah, close to 3. A little over 2:45, but nevertheless, still short, I would say, comparatively or in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, like a really visual piece, but seemingly operating on a metaphorical level, and one in which I'm not sure the narrator really fully understands what she's feeling or how she got to feel this way and what the world has on offer for her, though again, maybe conscious of the splintering or shattering emotional state that she seems to recognize in the moment that the song culminates in. So yeah, a very artistic tune. Again, she really does have this art pop feel to her music, so I'm enjoying that very much. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.